Good evening, good morning, buongiorno, labrit, lavaker. So many parts of the world. There's this wonderful, wonderful way to connect and greet you all and welcome to the annual. I guess this is already for almost, I guess, since 2012. It's been 12 years that I have been providing or giving small talks and bigger presentations regarding the Chinese New Year talk. So welcome everybody. At the moment, I am in Florence, Italy. So this has been quite a life-changing event for the next few years. I'm super, super excited. And I'm very, very grateful to this opportunity, seeing everybody who is here and also those who are going to be listening, connecting tonight. So I can see people still coming in to get this little bit distracted. Well, what we're going to do today is get the kind of a sense, a quality of energy, quality of chi of the upcoming new year. Actually, the year has begun, but not the year of the dragon. So somebody please unmute. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna share my screen and we'll go from there. Can everybody see me? Yes? Yeah, okay. There we go. Let's begin. Feng Shui Connect, January 2024, my first talk. Welcome everybody. My name is Aelita. I'm a Feng Shui practitioner, as well as I teach Feng Shui and Chinese astrology, and also love to practice on a daily basis. What the new holds for you, Chinese astrology Feng Shui, is today we're going to be talking about what is the year of the young wood dragon is kind of offering in a sense of the quality of the energy of the yin and yang 5 elements, as well as the 12 animal signs. I will share also Feng Shui and how it changes for this upcoming, not only year, but also 20-year cycle. We are transitioning from the year of a water rabbit to the young wood dragon. So that's, again, we'll consider to talking about capacity and opportunities for the 24. And as always, a little bit like a short insight on the 12 animal signs and how it considers working with your appetite. If you still in the connection would like to consult, there's my information and connect to social media. Feel free to also to leave any comments or referrals or on my sites. I would like to begin and honor today, especially my root teacher, Lu Ming. I think that 2012 was the year, a very, very auspicious, very special year in my life. That was the year of also expecting my own water dragon, which is my daughter, Aviana. And when we go back to the root to root ourselves, we do connect. We are in a continuous cyclical connection to our ancestry. And through every single day, as I walk my path as a practitioner, as Feng Shui practitioner, as an astrologer, and also kind of connecting to the land and land, not only my birth land, but overall in the nature here on the overall earth. I do remember and consider where everything begins. And beginning was my teachers, my root teachers, Ming. And a lot of things have been inspired and following his footsteps since ever since I met him. So that was a 2009, 2010 in Oakland at the Golden Gate School of Feng Shui, where also other teachers like Howard Choi, Alex Stark, um, kind of shaped my reality and made this opportunity for me to become and practice mantic arts. So there's Lu Ming, his 2012. There's Howard Choi. That is my 2012 graduation from the Flying Stars class. This is, I was very, very pregnant with my daughter. There was only 8 more days and she was born. And there's also happy to be with Sipu Johnson that I'm continuously studying right now. And very special connection to Hangzhou, to Taoist priestess Yang Chong Lang Dao Zheng in Huapo Temple, that our paths crossed in 2015 on my very first time visiting China. And that was exactly the year when Lu Ming passed. So all these auspicious, all these special events have been playing tremendous role in my life and developing what I do today and what I love to do. So I'm very, very fortunate and looking forward to the rest of my life to continue study, to continue serve, to continue to be at service to others. But before we begin, we still have a few more days, few more weeks, less than weeks in emerging and reflecting. What is the year of the water, yin water rabbit has been, how it has been for you as the individuals, how it's been based on our conduct, based on our actions. This gracious, kind, peace-loving animal that symbol of longevity, symbol of diplomatic and compassion, very intuitive, very tuned to the vibrations of all our surroundings. That is the chi of the rabbit. And I really hope that this past year you were able to tap into the quality and allow yourselves to immerse and embrace the rabbit chi. That when we observe, like I was watching the moon just today, was looking at the shape of the rabbit, as you know, always symbolizes of someone that is creating the immortal elixir right on the moon. And hopefully we can relate and reflect. The Chinese New Year, the Young Wood Dragon will begin on February 10th this year, and it's lasting until January 29th of 25. But the solar cycle, as always, starts on February 4th. So when we do consider the solar cycle, that is typically is a cut-off day when we calculate the different aspects for Feng Shui purposes, your Gua numbers, and those clients who have been working with me, they know what I'm talking about. This is also a very special year because we starting the larger cycle of time that is period 9. Period 9 in Feng Shui starts in 24 and lasts for 20 years. So we're transitioning from period 8 to period 9. I will also share some more Feng Shui suggestions on this regard. Well, as we know, we talk about yin and yang and 5 elements in general for when we describe the year with the 12 animals. And today I would like to keep kind of attention to 2 primarily or 3 primarily elements, and that is earth and wood. And tell you why. So let's start with the young wood. The young wood And just recently, when I was in Hawaii, had this opportunity to explore the Maui, go to their nature, emerge in the woods and foresty, and really feeling it. What is it when it's a young wood? How does that energy feels? And I want to share these images with you just to emphasize that we're not talking about something that is average, like grass fields and valleys. We're talking about the enormous amount of um, wisdom and energy that's been absorbed through connecting to the earth and being exposed to the big sky in so many levels. These big trees might feel very, very stable, and the same time it has some sort of the lack of flexibility in a on a bigger scale. We kind of are drawn to them. So that is where the yin wood is different from yang wood chi. So these major trees, these major qualities of the energy are the source that reflects and purifies the connection between the earth and heaven. Everything is about the adaptation. Like I always say, the Feng Shui is adaptation. The shortest definition of Feng Shui is adaptation. We have to have a flexibility, and there's a flexibility comes with strength. It has also capacity. So the opportunities right now, this particular year, starting with the year of a dragon, the inner element that's hidden within a dragon is earth. And when we're looking at these larger trees, larger entities, it actually is a representation of the true earth. And it has because when we look at we're looking at the time. We're looking at these trees that they've seen, hundreds of years behind it, that has sense of the essence of the ancestry. So there's the combination of the earth and wood chi in one. It will be one of the interpretations to associate with. The other element that stands out is also when I was in a very northern point of the Maui, there was these pines and piney, like extremely long pine tree needles that were like kind of flowing in the winds with the harsh winds of the north side of the ocean, and always standing very, very rigid and standing very, very strong but flexible, keeping their vitality, keeping their sense of young, like standing for itself, was the other representation. We do associate the wood chi with the spring, a sense of a new beginning. Sometimes the new beginning is also could be misleading, especially with the first cherry blossoms, when the blossoms would appear before leaves. So what I would like to, from now on, this year especially, just sit and observe, have a wonderful way to look at these enormous, gigantic miracles of the earth, that it is almost like looks and allows us to connect through the hundreds of years. If those who remember, in 2022, there were Winter Olympics. The opening scene started with the first keynote. Even it was the wood energy, wood chi. When we talk about to compare to the young wood chi, it is still as a seed. We still have to anchor ourselves, and this particular time frame, as we are talking right now, is a springtime, which is very important to um, um, it's very important to understand that the seed is sprouting, and as it's sprouting, it needs to anchor going down before it roots, before it strengthens, before it's actually goes and reaches up to the sky. So every single, either it's a gigantic tree or the minor weed, everything starts with a seed anchoring down, going more yin, and then reappearing. This particular time frame, as we are in a transition between the year of water rabbit into the young wood dragon, I would like you to remember, be gentle, be very, very conscientious about your conduct at this very moment during the transition. Has been quite a bit of situations, not only in my personal family situation, but also in the surroundings. I'm hearing that there's mishaps by, breaking bones and some death, unexpected, very quick, very fast. So all these events during the transitory state is relates to the wood chi if we are not conscientious. So guard is something that has an opportunity. And by having this time, especially now, February, like end of January, February till March, be very, very, very conscientious about the transition. Year of the year of a dragon is going to enter with the very fast and very, maybe even like almost like feels that the change overnight. But it's up to us to be prepared, to be ready for the change. And this is why we look at the year not only as it's a new beginning, but also how we have cultivated ourselves from the prior year of the rabbit. Earth, the inner element of dragon is Mother Earth. Everything starts in a womb. Everything has a chance of to become those who are the mothers, our feminine, our creators. It's not only a big mission of this particular year, but this next 20-year cycle that is correlated to where important the mission is going to be given to the women, especially mature women, that will wisdom holders, caring and teaching next generations. Earth is primary womb. Sky is her inseminator through rain and semen. So I would like to remind that in the Chinese philosophy, when we talk about the dragon was associated with is more with the element of the water. So when we talk about the wood element and spring, and now in a dragon as the earth, we also could correlate to the wind that carries the seeds. And that also brings the prosperity. We talk about the dragons that are alpine lakes that freeze during the winter. And how do we know that the spring is coming is just when the ice starts cracking and we feeling the movement of the rivers. Especially in China, the time was very, very important because the only way that the fertile soil was brought down to the agricultural land was through the floods, by bringing this yellow soil from the mountains and bring this gold for opportunities to generate the harvest. So associating with Mother Earth, or associating with the dragon, associating with with the wood and earth element, I really hope you have a more broader retrospect from historically why these elements were so significant in surviving. So this is my last one of the images, when going with the wind, with the rainbows, receiving this luscious, full of kind of ocean water from the very north, standing in this hard rock, peak, like very, very northern point on the Maui. There is a labyrinth, and on the Dragon's Teeth peak. If you have a chance, please go consider visiting and enjoying that time there. Another way to look and kind of associate the ancestry and the element of I would say, of the dragon in a more like a contemporary retrospect, I brought examples from my visit in Dubai, the Museum of the Future. Just the name in itself, when you talk about museum and then you talk about the future, those two words are combining the earth chi and the wood chi in one sentence. Museum of the future, museum that we can is collectively keeping something from the historically from far, far away, or treasuring ancestral, and then bringing to the future as like a as a wood energy, wood chi for new becoming. I absolutely, I really, really loved my visit in Dubai a couple of years ago, and also this very unique building in itself. As you can see, the calligraphy is actually poetry, is a prayers and poetry. And when you are, the idea is, as a light shines through, as a light penetrates through the walls, it also imprints every single cell that we enhance in air, that it compulses and keeps connecting from the historically from ancestral writings, and embraces to the new beginnings as we walk the chi, as we embrace the energy of the space. I think it's just fascinating to me how creative, how thoughtful, how associated it can be, how reflective. This particular slide I also chose to connect your idea how we transition from the year of the water rabbit to the wood dragon. Hi. When we talk about Chinese astrology, which I will shortly, we also talk about the four, not only 12 animals, and everybody usually are familiar with their birth year, but I would like to keep attention also your birth hour, the day and month, and that overall synthesis will allow you to experience or give that kind of inner DNA for what is your optimal way of kind of how to use your potential to fulfill your life purpose. This is one of the examples. I was doing the chart for on Vladimir Putin, and I think he's doing quite a bit of the change on this particular decade. But we'll see how his capacity will be, even though he's born in the year of the water dragon, but month of the rooster, the day is the fire dog and water snake. So we'll maybe I'll address. Yesterday, yesterday I was in Florence. I went to Anish Kapoor exhibit, and I was, before I knew what his chart was, I was telling myself there must be dragon characteristics and the rabbit characteristics in one, for creating the art in such a depth, in such a bold way, in such an enormous size of the representation of it. And this is my images from the his exhibit, like this huge block that actually during the exhibit slowly moves through the time, creates the art continuously, creates the art, which is a continuous change, constant change in front of, like creating art in front of our eyes. So while looking at the chart, Anish Kapoor was born on young wood horse year, the double rabbit, the fire rabbit months, and a day of the fire rabbit. And I assume, it was not nowhere with them, but I assume because of such a bold act and such a way of speaking to and impacting the public view, I think the only dragon-like person can speak so loudly and so impactfully about uh, art, about a way of interpreting a life and its purpose. So those who are still in Florence, invite until the February 4th. The exhibit is open, and I highly recommend to visit. There's another thing that was drawn to my attention was the looking at something that is darker than the dark, a way of uh, wave expression. I think this is the viewpoint of more the water rabbit. Again, our self-reflection is deeply connected as we transition from one side of the year to the next period. So nothing is really like cut with uh, it's continuous. When we talk about the quality of chi from one year to the other, it is a continuous flow. There's something that is we cultivate and we observe how we behave and what we do with our energy pool prior. Julian, can you please close? Sorry, I got a little bit um, disconnected because of my own children here walking back and forth. um, so let's go back to the Nish Kapoor exhibit. I want to read one of the looming translations that I have from the Tao Te Ching, and that was about the Tao that can be conceptualized is not Tao. The Tao that can be conceptualized is not the pristine Tao, and the Tao is not its true name. The pure ground of heaven and earth is nameless. It is heaven and earth, the parent, the 10,000. Observe the limitless mystery. Observe the limits produced by desire. So these two seem different, they mirror each other. Their common thread is very obscure. It is darkness that is darker than darkness, called the gate of an inexhaustible potential. So when I was standing, and this is just quite an amazing piece of exhibit and art, was where the darkest point is absorbing 99% of the light. And you stand in front of this dark dot, and there is the shift takes place, and multidimensional shift takes place. So when in the first chapter of the Tao, when we talk about the inexhaustible potential, I think this is where the transition from the year of the water rabbit will allows us or prepares us to step into the big year of the dragon. And that is the transition, even we might think that these are gigantic steps that we're going to be making this particular year, but we still have to understand we're coming from the more conservative, deep insight that we cultivate, and that's what the year of the rabbit was meant for us to be, is to go more yin, to become more intuitive, to become more in tune with our surroundings, with our potential. And where the judgment or critique, the loudness was not appropriate, and for none of us last year. How does this how does this shift for Year of a Dragon? It's going to be quite an extraordinary way of looking at new beginnings. So those who have not haven't consulted with me before, there's just a very basic cycle of time of the 12 animals. And if you would like to correlate to your birth hour, that also has an animal sign that becomes very, very important, because how we relate to the external capacity is expressed through our year and a month of birth. But how do we make our decision and how it reflects within is more related to our hour and the day. So typically in the readings, if I go back to Anish Kapoor, so even though he's born on the year of the young wood horse, which is almost like a more earthy, more stable dragon, and is capable to actually make these bold statements, step into the field. Then with such a double habit qualities as a day master, has very deep interpretation and explanation to any of its work. Those who are in Chicago maybe also remember the large sculpture that is we call it a cloud, or some of those are called the bean, and there's so many other more. Okay, well, there we go, the dragon. Powerful. Hopefully, as I was describing its inner element as a young earth, that is a true element up within. In traditional Chinese, there's a symbol of the emperor. And as you may know, the emperor, when it was wearing its embroidery coat, there was always 9 dragons are decorated on its coat. 8 of them was always visible. The ninth invisible behind, within its layer. And as an emperor, as a ruler was wearing it, it's just had this complete expression of 9, powerful. The number 9 is also the maximum yang number, based on like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 is the optimal yang number in the system. There's some other correlations to like peach blossom, amethyst. This is something that if you would like to hold as a powerful dragon, the necklace or beads of or amethyst is one of the correspondence of the timing of the dragon is between 7 and 9 a.m. And it says the power of the dragon is on the value unless it's turned away from selfishness, by self-reflection and dedicated to the benefit of others. Even dragons have a path. They must find their place and learn to give. Usually people ask me, what is this year's biggest mission, or what has to somebody is not mute. The biggest mission of this particular year for dragon, if you embody the dragon sign either in your year month, is how do you serve to benefit others? How do you become a leader that others can can benefit. That's most important. If there's anything you can do that benefits others, there's no point for being leadership. The leaders must be, and especially in the larger communities. So the position of the leadership is already gives us gives us kind of the insight. Always relates to the duality, and we have a tendency to judge who is a good leader, who is a bad leader. But again, that's the duality. And how can we like take away duality aspect of judgment? And that is one way when a dragon is becoming as a leader to serve others. There sometimes is a situations when there's a strong dragons, but they don't have a community or land to lead. So there's a weak that would be inauspicious combination. Sometimes there's when there's a capacity where there's a strong leaders needed, but it's never to be found. So what is timely, that's why we'll talk about compatibility and conflict. The positive doers this particular year, there's a trinity between the rat, the dragon, and a monkey. So that trinity is also associated as that's one of the first trinities among the four. And the capacity is to get things done. This is the trinity for to create more to like we expect that when these three signs come together, they create progress. They they are strong initiators. They are innovators, also entrepreneurs, like self-starters. So this is very, very dynamic. So that's why when we talk about the animals of the dragon, rat, and monkey of this particular year, that gives very auspicious combination in your natal chart. They're what connects them is because they find a way to think alike, and the way they think, they also execute they execute the task in a very similar manners. You probably many of you have heard about the clash or the opposition of the dog. The opposition is is it really depends. Is a dog, is that sorry, the qualities of the dog character is not necessarily is in a bad position this year. It really depends how you interpret. Sometimes when we have this particular year for dog character is more like a be like to hide, to avoid the conflict, or to avoid the criticism, or to avoid not to be betrayed, to avoid disappointment of the leadership, because there's not really what dog much can do. Lucky dog, just hide. That's one of my teachers saying. This particular sign is so faithful, so loyal, but sometimes it's the ideas that the dog characters have does not have a grand enough view to rule, to lead. And this is where the energy compatibility becomes like a mismatched. So that's one of the ways to explain. But I would say, like every single year, nothing is perfect. So we can take advantage if you have a dog sign either in your hour or your month or the day or the year. It not necessarily is the bad year. It gives you an opportunity to kind of the hide and rest, or be more introvert, or continue something that you have started, not in not on in a scale to loudly express, but allowing that to just keep doing what you're doing, but just maintain it as almost like under the radar. It's more like the hidden for self cultivation until potentially towards the fall, or towards the closer to the winter. Well, before we so see the timing. So now I would like to share um, something about the 12 animals, and there's always a story comes with it, and I'll go back to this chart. Um, how does our character quality really relate? And there's always I love to share the story what Ming was telling regarding how the 12 animals come together to create the universe. And it's always starts, it says like probably there's the new idea that comes in, and the rooster's idea was to announce to create the universe, because the rooster's the first in the morning, and kind of wakes up, gives a sign of the sun is up, and the rooster just announces and says, well, wake up, the we creating the universe. And the dog, as a loyal companion, is right there next to the rooster, and it says, sure, sure, you tell me what to do, I'll be with you. It's a crazy, and goes with the notion to follow the rooster, follow in its endeavors. The pig energy, usually is more, it's like, hey, it's a hardworking, it's alchemist by nature, very potent in its way to connect to so many. And it says, well, as long as there's a party afterwards, as long as we can celebrate, I'm in it to in this way to create the universe. The rat is the one that says, wait, 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 stop, stop, stop. We cannot we cannot start the new universe, because we have to clean up the crumbles of the last. And this is why when we talk about the year of the past, the rat has a capacity to rejuvenate and reset, start brand new. The ox comes in and says with energy, wait a minute, stop. Everything stops. Nothing is going to change. We're only building the new universe as long as we keeping everything else as it was before, with no changes whatsoever. That is the tradition, the ox of the earthiness of it stays still the same. A very confrontation, very hard to pivot, very difficult to start something that is never been done before. So the tigers have usually two faces, as the stripes, there's as always since, yes, I'm all in. I want to build this new universe as well. But they say, oh, never mind. Sometimes gets a little bit lazier, or gets more introvert in a sense, and has the public face, has the private face. And that's the changes from like almost like the layers on the stripes on its coat. When the rabbit enters the team of the ones who create the universe, it comes with the notion, I'm in, as long as only us 12, who intuitively, we know by name, all of us, nobody else from outside, that I'm all in. I feel this is a great idea to create the new universe. And then the rabbit says, well, let's call the dragon. It must help us to build this. And he calls out, dragon, dragon. And the dragon never be found. The snake comes behind, and it says, well, for the dragon to create the universe, this project is not big enough. So I told you so. The snake says, I told you so. dragon will never show up for something so little as creating the new universe. When a horse energy gets to the team of the 12 animals, it comes with its courage to bring it on, already has that save the date, save the time, save the took the time off, got all the materials, and just ready to go. And it says, okay, I'm here, I'm ready to go. Just tell me what to do. I'm, there's unstoppable. Goat is also agreed to create the new universe, but just as long as it's serves everyone, that everybody is comfortable, that everybody is taken care of. There's a sense of equality, also aesthetics, beauty. If the rabbit chi was about safety and security, the goat adds another layer of ambiance and beauty. The monkey creative, the mimics, the one that makes the dragon flamboyantly grand. And in this endeavor of making the universe, it's always is creative and doesn't repeat everything as the same. The new universe comes with the new opportunities, new way of building, new way of creating the something, but from the other end. So, and then it comes back to the rooster ideas like, hey, how about creating a new universe? And this cyclical reappearance of quality of chi, it goes on and on and on, cyclically reappearing through the time, through the day, through the month, through the years, through the decades. So, and that's what by the time we reach age 60, we have experienced every single combination of 12 animals, yin and yang, and 5 elements. So, so now let's have a look at the capacity and compatibility for each of our 12 signs. And I will try to go a little bit faster because I see the timing of things. So first, it's a rat. Where is my book? It's right here in my notes. So as you know, the rat is a part of the 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 Trinity, and it's the great year for rats as well um, for monkeys and the dragons itself. So sorry, what's my notes? Yeah. So rats start with a really fresh start. It's very important for managing things. So the rats are very good at managing things. And for this particular year, especially if you are entering the new thing, and if you worked for quite a while in the past, the rat energy is going to be stepping into in the bigger arena of your opportunities in more, I would say, almost instantly. Okay. Fresh start if you ride the dragon back. So for rats, it's much easier to work with the dragon quality of energy. Think about the dragon compared to the rat or mice is for mice to or climb the dragon's spine and get to the in between the ear to tell where to go, achieve something that he can rat energy can allow to uh, guide and direct the massive opportunities that dragon kind of over hovers this year. So new ideas, exploring new projects, it's going to take a really faster pace than usual. So rats, go ahead. Spring is most important part. So your way, how you step into starting the February, March, April, it's going to be vital for all your events this particular year. So be very mindful. I really hope that The year of the rabbit, the past year, gave you enough time to analyze, to sort things out, that you can, with the kind of very confident steps, and also the team, that your team, as a team player, there's the necessity for us to collaborate as a team, and then have the connection to the dragon chi as almost like a greatest manager. So great year for rats. If you are the rat qualities, go ahead. Don't be lazy. Be in communication with your team, and take advantage of the powerful chi of the dragon. You can definitely fly high and far. For ox energy this particular year is a little bit of even its ox always seeks the stability, and because the inner element of the dragon is also earth, but because of the wood chi that intervenes with the element between the wood and earth, ox might feel unstable. It's almost like it's very hard to um, uh, convince ox to stop, and almost like the auspices either is actually auspices by doing nothing. It's don't charge to go ahead. That would be something for ox. It's you can achieve things by also being in the moment of stillness, or cultivation of your ancestral habits, or being within a tradition. Because if your way of adopting something that's going to be new, it's almost be kind of nerves wracking. So instead, just observing, but not going against. So stability comes through observing. Stability comes through this meditative state of watching what's happening. So this year, waiting is by mm, waiting accomplishes the same kind of quality as if you would decide to struggle. So wait or struggle is up to you. The result will be the same. It's just the difference will be how more exhausted you might be. So if you choose to wait, I know it's very hard for oxes to do that, but if you can, then utilize the other qualities of your chart. So for next animal is tiger. The tigers are the spiritual aspect of the dragon. It's a it's just reminder, the bigger reminder is the tigers are not dragons. They are dragons in spirit, but they are still not dragons. And um, and the motivation that you might see as opportunities, because the wood energy, wood chi, um, allows you to achieve more goals this year. And this is where you feel more motivated and pursue their goals. So definitely, there's no time to be lazy, but at the same time, don't cross the path of becoming the leader, because that might be a little bit more than you would be ready for. Rabbits is this year, if you did not exhausted your energy pool from the last year, because that was very, very profound year last year, you were on a stage leading the whole quality of energy, being intuitive, being insightful, being in the retrospect. So this particular year is to manifest your dreams. Dreams do come true. As always, the companionship for the rabbits is most vital, especially what we are experiencing during the spring festival, is when we are reconnecting to our friends, our family, communities. So the rabbit, this particular time frame right now from spring is almost continuous what you were doing in for the past 12 months. It says the dragon's energy will positively and provide harmonious relationships. So relationships becomes most important part. So, and why is relationship? Because there's insecurity. Rabbits is also a symbol of longevity and as a reproductive for fertility. So our connections to the loved ones, our connection to the to like intimate set of your inner circle or family circle becomes very important. So the bond, because the energy of the dragon this year might be disruptive because it goes more like external, and for the rabbit it must maintain the connection otherwise, and must maintain connection to stay grounded. Dragons itself are usually, when they are also paired as a dragon itself, is a good year if you maintain the scale of your intention. There was a saying, go big or go home. And if you have an intention to build or do or say as a dragon, keeping that word, keeping the grand position, being the leader is a must. But it comes with a very specific, again, mantra. Be the leader as long as you serve others. The very important part to remember that the cultivating and this particular year, and as we know, worldwide change, and I don't want to touch the politics much, but we do depend on our boundaries about how, as a countries, contribute, how communication of the diplomacy, what was transpired from the last year, how it's going to be guided and put shown in this particular year, dependent on the leadership. But if you are not a leader in that position, criticizing and talking about would be waste of your chi. What would you like to embody as a dragon is to manage what's manageable to you, your territory at this very moment. Okay. Wood dragon itself, the wood dragon is also, we can enhance in a lot of things, enhance in artistry and like in arts and in general. So that's great way. I think a lot of disciplines in art and performance might offset the disturbing chi worldwide. Okay. After dragon, the next sign is snake. Well, the snake, I don't know, snake and dragon is a secret connection that's like a Romeo and Juliet that has the perfect passion and love relationship. So snakes are introvert, right? They don't like to be out and about in the public, and has the quality of like a withdrawal. And that what keeps the dragon chi in balance. It's very interesting that more stronger the snake qualities we embody, the more balanced the dragon quality of the year becomes.
Have fun.
Jamie, can you mute somebody? Okay, thank you. Snakes may find themselves drawn to the new ventures or projects that allow them to express their creativity and explore uncharted territories. So So yes, there's the both where snake quality from the previous year, from the year of a rabbit, it was completely prepared to transition to this more stronger year of the dragon. And it's be a great success. I believe that the people who embody the signs of the rat, sign of monkey, sign of the dragon in the chart, and snake, of course, also horse. Those are very, very fortunate this particular year. Speaking of horse energy, young wood dragon year brings opportunities. Absolutely. This is I know I have quite a few of you right now in my audience that are born in the year of a horse. So remember, in the historically, the horses will associated with the energy of kind of the earth dragon in a sense, because they were actually galloping and they were on the earth and they were conquering the space. So this is a great year for horses, especially if you becoming like innovators on the things. Anything that you was in a level of a hobby could become your future destiny, as your future position in space, as long as you are expand your creativity, your novice, something that's never done before, a new way of presenting things, new techniques, I think it's something like even AIs with utilizing, that is the practical use of a horse chi within a Yibu dragon year. Traveling, expanding, conquering. It's all these words are relates to the energy of the horse. Magical transformation. You can expect magical transformation for if you have something that you've been working on a specific subject or specific product this year, bringing to the market that should take off. If it's been well, if you spend enough time last year thinking over, preparing, that this particular year is go 100% implement. The goat, I would say the goat, similar to the dog, the quality of chi might be a little bit more exhausted. And I would say be conscientious, especially with the in terms of the injuries. And I have my own example. My son was a double goat, back to back, got injuries because being impatient. So goat qualities, even they are similar to horse, but they're not horses. The backs are way stiff. There's not enough flexibility, even though there is a tremendous way of being has a tremendous way to be kind of endurance of like in a very steep ravines, but withdrawing is important, or self-reflecting is important. Keeping kind of to itself, or maybe even retreat, is more important this year than any other rank. So spring and summer, I would be very conscientious and wait for your time to come. If you are planning anything new, or if there's the project driven this particular year, I would say hold back or be better prepared towards the end of the summer and fall. Overall, monkeys, yes, I'm a monkey here, and I think by having the opportunities last year, and that was the quite a year of for the monkeys, and connection to the rabbit here, it was about purging. It was about letting it go, but purging in a sense of like really in a grand scale. So I have no wonder by just going with the flow, going with the chi, dispersing things, resetting, letting go with ease was the most important part to succeed. So when that weight is taken away during the year of a rabbit, then now with these new opportunities, as I look of a year of a dragon, is gives the opportunities to collaborations, to partnership, to particular ways of navigate also very, very maybe dramatic or not necessarily easy path. Okay, because monkeys have the tendency to be adaptable, and so there's no time to really to hold back, but be also conscientious about the um, how we manage our energy. So the monkey energy has a magical way to adapt the strength of the dragon and the kind of the um, uh, grand perspective that monkey, the grand stage to step on it, but we'll have to be also conscientious about how much energy we cultivate. So if you are exhausted from the previous year, then it's better to hold back until you gain the strength. If you are in a full capacity, then this is the absolutely great year to move forward and get accomplished, or introduce something new to accomplish. So um, uh, withdraw. So there's no time to withdraw. Good year, and use your cleverness. So next sign is the rooster. The young wood dragon year will bring definitely a career opportunities, new career advancements for roosters. So that's a kind of a super plus. Um, Assertive energy for the dynamic in the dragon can also allow them to take the leadership role. And so during the wood dragon year, roosters maybe maybe having a new innovative way of looking at the subject, or looking at the opportunities, or introducing the new way of communicating, it becomes vital this year. Okay. Connections. Building connections is your way through the networking, through the attending different meetings, integrating yourself into other collective groups. This is when the rooster collaborates in a sense of also not only not like showing off, but also making connections that be going to be long lasting, or using positions of what the year of a dragon offers is the maybe entering the new ways of communicating, entering new ways of also presenting. That is the dragon, or stepping into the areas that are maybe not always explored, the roosters. For example, revisiting maybe podcast, revisiting the opportunities to talk about the subject in using other methods, and maybe in social media, utilizing that aspect. So roosters have a great opportunities just to use your innovative way of communicating. The dog I already discussed already before, but even though it says the dogs are, let's say it's from the sense of the duality that is not a favorable here, I kind of disagree, because if I understand the quality of the year for the dog, this is about to retreat. And why not? Sometimes it's not necessarily always to be in the center of attention, or to be part of the groups, or to be part of all these movements. And allowing yourself to withdraw is the right approach. Allowing yourself to actually, stay back if there is a, be in your inner circle, or rather be following in a group that you might not find the same mindset. So wood quality is also, it's almost like a puppy, like it's innocent. So if the dog is not experienced and gets into this very large flamboyant area of the space, it might give it might give the lesson that you might not need to really learn, or it could be too harsh to survive. So your dogs, as being very loyal, they might be also you might come across a disappointment of the loyalty to be broken. So this is where the intimate cultivation of the relationships is highly recommended. And last but not least, one of my favorite signs, the pig. It's also a sign of the Luming. It's also a sign of my dad. Both are in heaven. The great alchemists, great transformers, and extremely generous. What's happening about the year of the pig, for what's wonderful is that the pig allows us to experience the grand finale of the dragon's like expressive way to arrive. Let's say the grand ball of becoming and giving this notion of celebration. The way pig energy allows us to enjoy the collective togetherness, even when we have a very strong leader. The leadership becomes with the help of the pig quality of chi, is allows to be more like down to earth, more fun loving, communicate, adapts to any level of the person, or communicates in between different levels of and it becomes more transparent to kind of brings the collective pool together. And I think for the that when we have a combination of the pig and a dragon, then you become also, I think that's one of the most successful leaders this year, could be the pig dragon combination, because you become a human, you becoming the people's leader. So people's leader, because you, with the pig's inside, you have a sense of the very, very vast, very diverse viewpoint from so many viewpoints. So when I look at the pig, is the something that you also have to this year finalize, because if you have a larger project, then use the energy of the dragon to accomplish, to bring it to fruition, to let's say if you are writing the book, then you are doing your book tour and you're signing it all over the place, you're publishing it all over the place, because that is your grand finale to have a before the year of a snake. So this is almost like a cumulative effect of concentrate your chi, utilize like almost like very directly this year. Don't hold back. And it's going to be a wonderful transition to 2025. So very shortly, I know we're going over the time, very shortly about the year of the for the Feng Shui part for 2024. Those who practice lucky directions are east, southwest, and north. People who do practice the red envelopes, I highly recommend to do the red envelopes in the southwest area. if this year and for the next 20 years, when we're more concerned about star 5 regarding as a salt for the salt cure. So this particular year that will be in the West. So no activity in the West and Southeast sectors. So this is where we want to be mindful about if you are doing renovations, if you are doing major, please be mindful. If there's anything to do, consult or watch the talk show calendar. What are the days for ground breaking or doing renovations is most appropriate. So what else? I'll be happy to share a reflection quiz that's becomes kind of vital to transition between the year of the rabbit and entering the year of dragon. And if you are talking about your home, there's a few questions that I love to always reflect, what makes you feel at home? How do you make yourself feel comfortable? How do you arrange your surroundings? Your mind, your body, and why? What makes you feel safe? What makes you feel alive? What do you wish you were doing more of? So this is the kind of a quick quiz for yourselves. So Gua number for anybody who is born this year, the Gua either a male or female is 3. And 3 is significant. It also correlates to the east and the rising sun. And the most auspicious energies are for the Gua, people who are born with the Gua 3 is the north, which is for their health. The east is the full way or clear thinking. North, southeast is relationships, and the south is the absolute for abundance and prosperity. So, and there's more to it. This is my short, a little bit longer than I expect, but short expression for the year. And I will be opening things for questions and answers right now, and I'll stop sharing my, those who would like to unmute, feel free to unmute. And if you like to, I'm missing one slide that I was willing to share. One of my biggest mission this year, and actually I have a goal by March 1st, is to raise money of 3,000 US dollars, or however you can contribute. As you may know, I have done the projects in Bhutan with my little monks monastery that we built and we accomplished a couple of years ago during the year of rat 2020. We accomplished quite on a grand scale. This year they are building, we would like to finish building their kitchen, the kitchen building, and the ground is already broken. The main part of the building has been already, kind of the foundation has been established, and I have devoted my time as well as my resources to match any client between now and March 1st to assist little monks to finish their kitchen house as soon as they can. For this reason, those who contribute or consult with me until March 1st, I also sharing a special discount code. The ones who are right now on this call could take advantage. And that is the code is the Dragon 24. Dragon 24. You're getting the discount off from your readings or your progression chart readings. And the resources for all the consultations between now and March. Oh, that's our book gonna be going towards the Little Monks project in Bhutan. So I hope you can support me as you always do, and follow me and support me, and spread the news also with the others as well. Well, are there any questions, any comments? Opening to the chat as well.
I have a question on the lucky envelopes and the salt cures. So when do you want when do you want us to do that? Like by February 4th, the solar new year?
So the salt cures we would like to discard by February 3rd. And the new salt cure we set up just one. we set up on a 4th.
So you know how usually there's 2 salt cures?
Yeah. But we are in the new period. We are in the new period 9. And there is a good auspice in a star 2 from in a period 9, because it has a different qualities of the energetical value to it. And this, for the next 20 years, I would say, if we do practice the salt cure, I would just will be put to remedy the star 5. The star 5 this year is in the west, and that's why we are kind of conscientious about it. And also still be in a since this is the year of a dragon, I would say be grand, be honorable, be imperial, be with the intention that is beyond the small goals. An envelope's like a spring festival, as you know, that's anytime during the spring festival, you can, spread the abundance that you already committed, as you wish, especially children and elders, right? So
Yes, thank you.
What about setting of the red envelopes? When should that be done?
You can set up envelopes also on a 4th as the offering. So because you're not reusing the old envelopes, you setting the new ones. Yeah. So as you do the ritual with the salt cure, I would say mindfully also make the offerings as a choosing the new set and setting it up accordingly in the north this year. And making the abundance. Actually, there's a 2 possibility. You can do it in the north or also in the southwest. That's per your choice as made, as those 2 areas are abundantly. If you have anything that you will need to fix or improve, obviously those are the areas as well you want to maintain in a good order, especially if you are connecting to the abundance and prosperity. And abundance is not only in a material way, but it's also could be in other ways of expressing abundance, right? I mean, I love abundance of all these opportunities I have by being here, new relationships, new connections, new opportunities of a new way of looking at of my, let's say, my practice, for example, expanding, or being more organized, more structurized by when I go back every other month to US. So it's just very interesting how the year prepared, how the last year really prepared me for this new way of living and working and studying and having fun. Any questions, any comments?
Aelita, you have one question about setting up the Wulu.
Hulu?
The Wulu. Michelle Smith wants to know what direction for the Wulu.
So that's for the health, I believe. That's the
Wulu gourd?
Yes, for the health, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Let me see. What's your gua, Michelle? What is your personal gua? Maybe we can talk. So sometimes Hulu, you can for the healing.
I'm going to set up. I was just going to say I'm going to set up an appointment with you so we could talk about that then. But I just wanted to know because I haven't, since they redid my floors and paint, I haven't had a salt jar. I haven't had where to put woo and I can feel it. Everything's off in my house for the past, yeah, it's been crazy.
Okay. I just want to can give you the good news. As I recall, if you're still in the same house, your
Yes.
house sits in the north and faces south. Okay.
Uh-huh, okay,
So you are a very, very fortunate situation this
Okay.
year.
Good.
Okay. So first
yes,
of all, just embodying that fact is a plus. So
Okay.
no need for little itsy bitsy things like I'm stressing about the soul jar or my gore. No, it's a
Okay.
minor. Just also think about it. The salt cures or the gores or these items, at some point you won't need it.
yeah.
The practice of the mindfulness. Okay.
Mhm.
What you are setting up, you just relating to that particular direction as a reminding point.
Right,
Okay.
no, yeah,
Right. So as we can do is a protection just right there.
I just have that Wooloo gourd sitting there, and I look at it sometimes whenever I go into my closet. I'm like, should that be somewhere else?
No, it's just a reminder. It's just a
Okay.
beautiful reminder that that we need our physical body, we need our
Mhm.
energy body, and we need our spirit body. All three. The spirit
Right.
body has the openness to the heavenly realm. So just it's all good.
Okay.
I
All
think
right. Good.
sometimes we think about, sometimes the physical body and things like, or perception physically, think something is good, something is wrong, something's not right. In a
Mhm.
spiritual realm,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, things to me, it's definitely from the inside, but it doesn't hurt from the outside as well to, set things up to have a little balance, more balance in my life.
yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, and especially as a rooster, right? You're the rooster, huh?
Yes. Yeah. Not,
It's a
aren't we
great
friends with
year.
the dragon?
Great year. It's a great
Yes.
year.
Okay.
Keep going, keep doing it.
Sounds
So,
good.
anyone else? Any comment, question?
Paldies tev, Aelita.
Oh, lūdzu, Inga, so Inga, for a great year for you. Keep doing the most profound year for horses. I was thinking about you, what you're doing with the community, with the women, how you projecting, how you enhancing, how you connecting. That is a huge mission. And this mission is going to pay off not only this year, but this becomes a vital vehicle for the next 20 years. The women, the mature, intelligent, wise, experience, energy of the women is the saver of the next 20 years. We still have to survive for, dealing with these very, very, I would say, dramatic and mankind created energies. What's happening by redividing the world, resetting it. We have to, as a birthing mothers, staying and conquering and projecting and holding the space. And you doing this with your practice, you're doing with your communities, you're doing with your creativity. So Inga, I'm just applauding you, and I'm just wishing all the best for what you do, and just continue. There's no way back. We're not looking back. Okay. Something also to remember, and I think this is the quality of the rabbit chi that allows us to, is when we purge, when we let things go, we let things go with the sense that we don't look back. So that is the most profound way to kind of release the last year. Not thinking that was a bad year or good year. We just letting it go with no judgment. The year has it's a just continuous energy flow that we kind of we are on in this river, the river that continuously flows, and it has its ups and downs, but we don't stop, and the river never flows backwards. Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited because our first women's retreat is going to be in the first month of a dragon. Exciting, and the collaboration feels really aligned. And we're actually taking a trip to Lava Hot Springs, the place that you and I love, the first day of the dragon year. So I'm hosting a cacao ceremony on the first day of the lunar dragon year, which aligns with the new moon the day before. And the next day we're leaving for Lava Hot Springs. So everything feels really aligned. So thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
messages and information and your knowledge. Smil tevi, so tev lepoju.
Yes, purify.
Heart appeared. The hearts just appeared.
No.
Ah.
I think it's Valentine's.
Yeah. Mīlu tevi. Paldies tev, mīļā.
Oh,
So much love.
thank you. Anybody else?
I have a question. You told me that I am a dog, and my son, he's a triple dragon. I don't know if you remember me or not. You came to
Who is
my
it?
house. Say that again.
Who is this? I don't see
This is
it in the.
Nita Bhatnagar. I
Okay.
live in Fremont. You came to my house, I think in 2018. It's been some time.
Okay.
Is him being a triple dragon, do we need to do anything special? And me being a dog.
Well, first of all, you are a mother.
Yes.
That's most important.
Yes, I
You're the
have
mother.
always known that.
Yeah. It doesn't matter either. So he chose you. When he was coming to this world, he chose you. Okay. All the potential lessons, all the potential guidance, you providing as being loyal to him, to your son.
Mhm.
You don't play his game. You only can hide. And if this is a time to be, let's say, how old is he now?
He's 35.
Okay. So obviously being a mother to the 35-year-old triple dragon,
Learned a few lessons.
there's a quite an independence has been already achieved by your son. And you
Mhm.
only can do, you cannot change him.
Yeah.
You only can observe. You can be a reflection of yourself.
Okay.
Right? So if we become as a mothers too judgmental, too critical, guess what? You punishing your own mothering.
Okay. So no judgments.
No, he's too old to be judged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any adjustments that I need to do for him or me this year?
Just be the best, kindest mother and maintain your strong yes and strong no.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
because that's what the dragons will respect. Dragons will respect when you are standing on your own ground. Of course, dragons also respect that your loyalty, right? But if you are seeking for acknowledgement and like, oh, you are such a good doggy, oh, you're such a good mom, not this year.
No, I have a triple dragon, and my daughter is a rat, so both are.
So just to connect to, speak to your dragon through rat. Manipulate your daughter before you manipulate the dragon, your son.
Okay, I don't manipulate.
Well,
I-
it's like, or connect. Let's basically, if you need to guide your son, and
Mhm.
if your son and your daughter has a good relationship, as a mother, just giving you, that will be the one of the ways to, you know, to bring your message across. Okay, that will be that your daughter speaks, because if she's rat and he's dragon, well, guess what? Rat sits between the dragon's ears and tells where the dragon should go.
Oh, okay.
Right? So you indirectly, giving the advice, but of course, signing up and having consultation might also be very helpful, because
Okay.
after 35, you should be on your own mission.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. So, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for staying up and staying. Well, I guess it's still morning in the
Yeah, San
East Coast.
Francisco. Yeah. No, I'm in San Francisco, West Coast.
Perfect. Perfect. So, anybody else?
This was so
How
awesome, Aelita. Thank you so much. It was just really
I was so
awesome.
nervous. I
Why
was
would you
so
be
nervous.
nervous?
I don't know. You know what? I tell you honestly, it's like anytime when presentation takes away all the faces, and
Yeah,
I have to talk like I'm talking just to the slide. There's no chi. There's
yeah.
no energy flow. I can totally see how now, by seeing all of you, it's like I'm like, yeah, bring it on, challenge me, or ask the question, comment, anything. So it's just that is, I think this is what I believe. Those who are in a healing industry, those who are artists, those who are musicians, you know, nothing, there's no single AI that would ever be capable of replicating or replacing a human chi.
Agreed.
That's
Aelita? Oh, go ahead.
yes,
Go ahead.
yes.
I have a question. You know how complicated my year was last year. Um, and I've been processing that grief, and I'm moving on this year. And do you have any just short words of wisdom for me? I'm a horse, and my daughter, my Rue, is a snake, and Melissa was a rabbit.
Okay, so first of all, there shouldn't be too tremendous. So think about the transition between the year of the rabbit as a year of a dragon, and also upcoming year of the snake. There's no, like, we're not jumping from like a one-story building to the, a skyscraper, and then kind of to the something extremely low. Everything has almost like, a smooth up and down, right? I know for the emotional part, and as a hit for the last year, that intuitive probably was ignited also something that is touch you, let you to develop in your spiritual realm. And you probably needed that kind of maybe a little bit maybe more aggressive, harsher way of, acknowledging it through your own experience, which are, it's for any mother. It's, but again, you were chosen to reveal, to resolve this journey. You were completely ready for it. Okay, so you have to empower yourself this year, transitioning from what happened, in transitioning, embodying the dragon year as an opportunity. Okay, just to kind of it's not about leading and saying now all the moms who are grieving come beyond me. No, it's about actually embodying what is my mission. Who am I? Why? And not looking back. Nothing you can change from the past. You can only change future. So which allows us, when we transition to the year of a snake, so it's going to be more like this year going to be most, I would say, this is going to be the most, the biggest shift you're going to see between the last year and the next is this year. And I would like you to take advantage. You rooting yourself in the new year. Okay, you're spreading the new roots in the kind of the new environment. And I think that what we did, the Feng Shui wise, that what you did also, like, you know, physically changing your physical environment should facilitate you and support you in like stepping into, and it's okay to be a new leader for yourself. Okay, so I think it's a beautiful year for you and transitioning to the next as well. So
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Who else is there? Christine, how are you doing?
I'm
Unmute.
doing good. It is so good to see you. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for gathering us all together. And it's just so lovely to hear your voice and see your face. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Brian, my astrology.
Hi.
Western. Hello.
I very much enjoyed listening to all of your knowledge, and thank you for sharing the wisdom and the insights that you have with us here today.
Oh, you're welcome. I can't wait. We should have like a dual Zoom function talk about this year, about this you know, the amazing transformative, you know, not only a year but also next 20-year cycle and more. So it would be kind of those who don't know, Brian is, I consult with Brian and learn quite a bit about my own self. As I don't know if you know, but I don't read my own chart. So, so I don't think that would be a very objective viewpoint if I'm going to look at my chart, but I always love to seek and consult with my colleagues and others to, you know, to gain the reciprocity about the vision, about, you know, who we are, what is our mission, the way that Ziva Doshu astrology reveals through through the day, year, months, and hour. I think I love how Brian brings my chart alive from the different retrospects. So looking forward to connect as well. So, all right. Well, this I will be posting this as a newsletter until the February 4th. This is available for you to view and enjoy. And please support me in raising funds for the Little Monks Project. Every little thing, and as I said, I will match every consultation until the March 1st. As I'll match with the resources. I would like to get that kitchen for the little monks to be built and to be finished for them to enjoy a beautiful end of the spring and summer. Thanks. So, wow. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, everyone. And I see there's quite a, I really, thank you, Margaret, Jamie, Sebastian. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, everyone who attended and supported me because I really, truly love what I do. And without any of you, my work would not mean to me or to the others, and give me the purpose, this life-lasting purpose. So appreciate, thank you. Happy New Year. Be mindful, and I will see you at the next Feng Shui Connect of 2024 in February. I will be in person. I'm planning to do the event, the Tea House in Santa Cruz, hopefully by March 2nd. The notification to be followed. Please follow me on social media and let me know if I can be at service to you all. All my love. Happy New Year.
Bye, dear.
Happy New
Bye.
Year.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.